This time on Whatever We Want.
Oh, wow.
We talk about
Loki, episode 4, Nexus event. Spoilers, major, huge spoilers.
Huge
there are time codes in the description
spoilers.
if you want to jump around. Just a fair warning, we talk a lot of shop about like multiverse and some crazy concepts, so stay tuned for that. We also talk about like Prune Land and where Loki has gone and what's going to happen next time and everything. So yeah, stay tuned and enjoy. PreBanter, peanut butter, Daniel. How are you doing, my friend?
You got it!
I did.
Dude, that was probably the smoothest you got it so far since we got
Smooth
back
like
into
some
this.
smooth peanut butter. I was just like, I don't care anymore. Like, if it happens, it happens. If not, I'm not gonna put the
You
pressure on
totally,
myself.
yeah, it's the thing. You stop caring and then it works.
Yeah. Not that I don't care. I obviously care. Like, I like this podcast a lot. I also said TikTok. I do like our TikTok. You should check out our TikTok. What a segue. Totally intentional. But yeah, thanks for the support on that. We've got some nice comments that we've posted some cool stuff there. Links down in the description. Also, we're going to be getting some merch coming soon, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just got some ordered. If you're on the video, let me show you. This is a preview of some of like distressed pullover merch stuff.
When did that come in?
Literally like 2 hours ago from recording
I
this.
was going to say.
I also got to the back to the tank one, but that one's a little sideways, so I don't know if that was something I did or it wasn't sideways. It was just like slightly crooked. I adjusted some stuff. We'll figure it out. That's
You'll
why.
show me later.
Yeah. If you want an exclusive look at all the stuff we are looking at for merch and stuff, you can check out our Patreon. I posted something for our members there. Anyone that supports us on Patreon can access it. Just like a kind of a screenshot of the designs that we've kind of been mocking up and stuff. So if you're interested in that, links in the description, or it's patreon.com/whateverwewant. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. I just checked. Okay. But yeah, so I think it's good. PreBanter, ready for the introduction?
Yes. Hit me with it.
You may want us to talk about this or that, but we don't care. We're going to talk about whatever we want. Welcome back to Whatever We Want, the podcast where we, Jake and Daniel, two devilishly handsome gentlemen, talk about movies, TV shows, giving behind-the-scenes insights, filmmaking techniques, behind-the-scenes trivia, all that jazz and more. What are we talking about this week, Daniel?
Talk about Loki, episode 4.
I am
Dude,
so happy I just did that. Like, I was just like, I don't care
Again,
anymore.
you stopped like worrying so much about it, and it just went through like butter or like peanut butter.
Peanut butter. That's another one of the merch things. Peanut butter. Like some stuff with PreBanter peanut butter in there. So I don't know. I'm really excited about the merch stuff. I'm hoping it comes out all right. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Episode 4, the Nexus event. What were your thoughts overall, Daniel?
Very, very interesting. This is the only episode with a post-credit like thing.
Yes.
Which is important to note. 2.
I kind of wish they didn't do the post
I'm
credits.
happy you saw.
Like, I want to be in suspense. But yeah, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh, okay, but here's the thing. If you like just did what they did, which we'll get to, I don't want to say it
Yeah.
yet, but if they then they didn't do that, people would be so angry.
I mean, me included, but
exactly. So I think it was a good call to do it that way.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that happened in this episode that as they developed, you're like, oh my god, and then the last thing happened, and then it just made things even like bigger. Like when I say bigger, I mean.
Well, we
bigger.
said we saw that like someone said like episode 3 is gonna be kind of like not lackluster but like lulling, I guess, and then like episode 4 and 5 it like picks up, and so far that prediction is true. Like we've actually had some pretty good predictions. Like we said that Loki and Sylvie might like tell the TV agents that they were like variants, and that would kind of like take down the TVA from within, and that's kind of what's happening. And Ravonna, the main like TVA agent, she's trying to like control that, but people are like finding out, kind of thing. Yeah. Dang.
I also was kind of right when I was saying that we'd be focusing a little bit more at the beginning of this episode with Morbius. Or
Mobius,
not Morbius. I keep on mixing the two up. He's not a vampire. Which is funny because there's also a reference
there's a mention
to
of vampires. Yeah, Morbius team up potentially.
That'd be great.
And then also Morbius. What's his face? Morpheus from The Matrix comes into the mix.
Your reality is not what you think it is.
Well, I know we're jumping ahead here, but at the very end, like the post credits, I just want to talk about it really quick because
let's just hit it.
You know how like Loki wakes up and after being pruned, and he there's like other Lokis there. So when you're pruned, my question is like, do you get sent to like a dimension where it's just your variants? So like, did Mobius go to like an Owen Wilson variant place where it's like he's crashing weddings, he's interning at Google, he's Lightning McQueen, he's that guy from Night Museum, the cowboy or something? Like, is it just a bunch of them?
I would love if that was a thing.
He wakes up, like, where am I? And they're like, wow, another one.
I don't think it's that. That would be amazing. Like, imagine just Cars' version of him.
Yeah.
Like, just McQueen just shows up out of nowhere. He's just like, am I dead? And then
the cow's like, ka-chow.
Ka-chow, you will be if you don't join us.
Well, that actually brings up a good point. I want to know, like, what do you think is out there that, like, they need to, like, be on the move so fast?
I feel like I need to do some explaining, because I did some research on how Marvel...
Write this down. What's today? Dale did research.
Of how Marvel does a hierarchy of time, manipulation, and just general universal existence.
Okay.
We're starting to get into multiverse. I was kind of right with how I was talking about before, with how every single possibility is a probability that could then become a reality.
Okay.
Which is, I know, a lot of ease.
What are you trying to tell me, Daniel?
Just follow along with me for a second, okay?
Okay.
Marvel defines it a little bit differently with how they've been doing it in the comics. So, for example, we have our 616 Earth, which is like Marvel's main continuity, right? Mm-hmm. So you can still get tangents off of those. So, for example, Spider-Man 2099, he's not from Earth 616. He's from Earth 928, which is a modification and tangent, kind of like what we're seeing with the show now, with variants, where there's Nexus events that will happen, and then there'll be a new timeline that splits off of that. That's the way Marvel defines it, is another universe. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So here's something that we need to be looking out for in this case, okay? Have you heard about Battle World? Holy guacamole, what the hell is that? You hear that?
Yeah. Was that like lightning or something?
Was that God?
It was Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow. No,
weird that we both got it at the same time too.
Just like, I don't know. I got it, I think, a split second before you, because I started like hearing it, but I was like, I didn't know if it was like someone moving furniture, but wow. Maybe we're playing with time and they're like, you shouldn't be doing this.
What I'm saying is we could have potentially just seen an iteration of Battle World to some context.
Okay, like that's what the post-credit is.
Do you know what Battle World is?
Yeah, where they all fight and see like who the superior one is or something like that.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So the way Battle World worked was they're the Beyonders, okay? They're from beyond the Omniverse.
Oh.
Which is like a conundrum in itself, but that's for another day.
Just thundered again here. Sorry.
They created a character called Molecule Man, right? And they pretty much set him on every reality as like a bomb. So whenever he died, it would ruin that or destroy that universe as like a test to see what would happen to the multiverse. Dr. Doom realized this, so he took his 616 counterpart of Molecule Man, and they tried to prevent this. Doom, he took up multiple parts of different universes, right, and combined them to make Battle World, right? Because there's only like 12 universes that were still left surviving. And then Reed Richards eventually took a power of the Beyonder back from Doom, and then he rebirthed the multiverse, right? To pretty much be exactly how it was before, but now there's a big difference. And this is the big thing I wanted to bring up. We need to look out for ISO 8 or ISO 9.
Okay, what is that?
It's a creation material itself. You can like bring people back from the dead and a bunch of other crap. But the reason why it's important is it also acts as an identifier for where we are in the multiversal timeline.
Okay.
If we're at a point to where the TVA is doing like snipping off and minimizing Nexus events for this specific timeline in this universe, this could be leading up to their version of some kind of Battle World event. If that starts going into events like incursions and like the death of the multiverse, we could be getting into the new death and rebirth of the entire Marvel multiverse. That
could be an interesting way that they could use to like bring in all the properties they just got, like X-Men and Fantastic Four, and just kind of like hard reset. It is very much a stretch, and I don't know, like, they would need to find a way to explain that a lot better than we just did, so that the casual viewer could understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That could be interesting. I want to hard back to the tank though and just talk about like what happened this episode.
Yes, I know. I went off on a tangent there, but I thought it was just important to get like the hierarchy.
That's cool.
Understood. Yeah.
All right, back to the tank. So, do you think the timekeepers are real? Because like
yes and no.
Obviously we see they're like the robots, very like Wizard of Oz situation. So, are they like controlled from somewhere else? Like, were they just like puppets and like the real timekeepers are somewhere else, or is it just like Kang behind the scenes? I don't think it's Ravonna. At first, I was like, could it be like Ravonna behind the scenes pulling the strings? But I think she's not, because I think she was also a variant. Because when we get that flashback to when Sylvie is being taken, it's Ravonna who's like just a regular like agent, and then she's promoted and gone through the ranks and is now like the judge.
Which it makes you think, okay, so like what happened to the previous judge and stuff like that? I was also doing some reading on the TVA, and the way that it said that they have like normal life cycles. So they don't like live forever.
Right. They probably live longer. Like
because it's different.
Yeah. But also I thought it was interesting when Ravonna was like an agent, her number was A23, and A23, if that's referencing Avengers 23, it's the first comic that she was in, and it was also the comic where Kang the Conqueror confessed his love for her, so that could be another allusion towards Kang, the Time Lord. So
who is Kang's who's Kang before he was Kang? What was his? Because he was like a normal person before that.
I have no idea. I don't know much about Kang. Apparently, the actor also that plays him, like he's been confirmed to play him in Ant-Man 3, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like he seems to have like no clue about anything about Loki. So he's either really good at like acting or just literally has no idea and it's not in it. I don't know. Who made the TVA? I just have so many questions still. Like, I don't know. But I also wanted to talk about, like, so when Sylvie was captured, that's rough to be captured when she was young and literally have to go through
that whole
thousands
flashback,
of years to, like, living through apocalypses. That's how you, like, grow up. It's crazy that she turned out, like, okay at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also that's probably an emotional tie for the TVA lady, like Ravonna, because she probably views that as like one of her biggest failures, and now this failure is coming back and like threatening to take down the TVA. So she has a lot of emotional attachment, and I hated when they were in the elevator and Sylvie was like, what was my like what's it called, my variation, and she like smirked and was like, I don't remember. I was like, oh, you evil son of a gun. So when Loki and Sylvie, like Loki and Loki, form that connection with each other, it just shows that self-love can save you, even in an apocalypse. Just love yourselves, guys, you know? There you go. That's all you need. Yeah, I thought it was cool they got Lady Sif back.
Yeah, that was great. I love that whole sequence. Literally just...
It was actually in Norse mythology. Loki did cut off her hair.
Yeah, he cut off her hair, yeah.
There's something else happens, I don't know. Also, when Ravonna is telling Mobius that, like, C20 died, he goes, how? And it was like really close to wow.
So I noticed that, and I was like, I like rewind it myself because I heard it, because I was like eating something at that exact moment, and I like, did he just say it?
Yeah. But yeah, I do like that, going back to the Lady Sif thing, I like the tough love that he gets from her. Like, he breaks down and like admits to himself and to her that like he'll be alone and like deserves to be alone, and the music swells. Just like the music in this dude is so good. But I was just like, this is so tough. Like, Loki's such a good...
The development is like crazy how it's been like, I mean, we've said this several times before, but just how much it's been progressing. Just not just universal wise, but also just for Loki himself, character wise. Like, yeah, he's been taking like such great leaps, not only into like understanding himself, but also like trying to figure out like what he wants and like what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And like what his fears are. Like, I feel like he knows what his fears are, but one of Loki's biggest things is he's never confronted them. Which is something tough for like anybody, but like for a god of mischief, I mean, that must be like one of the biggest big things to try to confront. And that fact that he's like having to literally go head to head with it in all these different scenarios is just it's cool to see how much he's like progressing through that.
Yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, and then eventually like Mobius comes back around and like he can like Sorry, it shook me. I was so shocked when
I was
when Mobius
sad.
got pruned. I was like, oh my! And because he had that whole speech, he was like, I want to go back to where I'm originally from. I'm so happy that like he finally like came back around and like realized like this is like accepted what Loki was saying, that they were friends, and then he got pruned. I was just like so sad. Oh my gosh. I really also like B15's performance, that actress's performance, when
when she had like the realization, and then she like went
when they went to the rocks cart again, and Sylvie like takes her hand and shows her memories. We don't like see her memories that she's seeing, but we just see her performance as she's like remembering that and seeing that like her life was taken away from her. Like the filmmaker should have easily just like showed
like
scenes of memories.
Before.
Yeah, but they didn't, and I just think that was really good, and that the performance was so good, and the music and the series. So
I agree. It was very well done in that case. I mean, like there's a difference between like literally showing and then having the actor be able to tell.
Yeah.
Like what they're visually projecting.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully Mobius is okay in Prune Place, wherever it is, Prune Land, wherever the heck they are.
I think it's just so it's like Sakaar, but on like a multiversal scale.
Gotcha. Well, do you think Loki will have his magic there? I don't know how they're gonna escape. Like I feel like no one's escaped before, but I feel like Loki's gonna have to escape, and I don't know how. I also wonder if the TVA know that when they're pruning people, they're sending them to this place, or if they just think like, oh, out of sight, out of mind, kind of thing.
I think that's what it is. Because here's the thing, the New York that we saw there is like all destroyed. So here's what I think might actually be happening there.
Also, it wasn't 2012 New York. If you look at the Avengers Tower, it has a upper deck Quinjet landing platform.
Yep.
So that's at least 2015 or later. So it could be like right after the snap or something. And I saw a theory where it's like right after the snap and like things are just kind of broken down and they're sending all the Lokis there because Loki's not supposed to make it past the snap kind of thing or something. So I don't know.
That could be true. That could be what it is. I was thinking, so here's what I thought it was. I thought when they were doing pruning, right? Again, you have like your sacred timeline that you want to just not have that like any variation.
It could be like beyond the sacred timeline or like adjacent or
it could be just another
perpendicular
world. It could be another tangent that they just don't care about.
True.
It's like I said, it's like their dumpster one. But at the same time, if they need when they prune, they're resetting as well. So they're taking what I think might be happening is they like take from that timeline, and then they like swap it.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay. What do you mean?
So like say you're in New York and then there's a Nexus event to where like a building blows up when it shouldn't have.
So,
you can
like
have
when
it
they
reset to where there's a
Okay,
Yep,
maybe.
there's another possibility or timeline to where they take it from the building that's still there in that timeline and then they just swap it.
Right.
The sacred timeline still is good.
Gotcha. So that's where they're sending, like when the time charges go off and they're like erasing, because it is a similar like look to the prune process. Yeah. When like they prune, for example, when they pruned like the toys of little Sylvie, maybe those toys just got sent to this place and replaced with somewhere else. That would be interesting. It's like a junk world.
Thermodynamics, conservation of energy.
Yeah.
Destroy, create matter, and all that. But that's where that originally came from in my mind.
So when they go down to the timekeeper like android room, I immediately just turned on subtitles because I had no idea what the like Lorax like Zoidberg looking one was saying at all. Like it was just like a fish and he's like and I was just like I cannot understand you, sir, I'm sorry. Yeah, I kind of like their design. I'm kind of glad that we called they weren't real, so that's a little scoop that we had. I did not see Loki getting pruned. I did not see that coming. I was shocked.
Same.
And then he was gonna confess his love.
Dude, like he was just a moment of it.
Like the music was like swelling like it was like, going to, and then he got pruned and he just like shifted. This is new for me.
And then instantly just.
You know, it's funny because he's been saying like Loki's don't die, and then like he's pruned, which like we thought is death. So I was like, that is new for you because you said you don't die, and there just happened. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about the Lokis that met him.
That were showing up there at the end.
So in the credits, they were confirmed to be classic Loki, the one with the ridiculous outfit on. That's literally a copy from the comics from like the 60s. So like that's kind of why he looks like that, I guess. And then the other one was Boastful Loki, the one with like what looked like a version of Mjolnir. And actually in the comics, some comics like Loki does pick up Mjolnir and wield it. So that could be some variation of that. And then there's Child or Kid Loki, I don't know. And then like Alligator Loki.
Gator Loki.
Gator Loki. Crocodile Loki instead of Dundee or something.
Crocodile Loki. Yeah, no, I get you.
He's low-key a croc. I don't know. Except he's not Loki.
I mean, we know that Loki likes to turn himself into a snake, so maybe this one was where he turned himself into an alligator and he just stayed there.
I just imagine him making all those like "see you later, alligator" or something like to himself. Or something. I also saw some theories where it was like because we never saw the voice talking, like who was speaking off screen when he's like, "You will be dead, like if you don't come with us." People are like, "What if it was the crocodile, or the alligator that was talking?" Like that was the voice.
That'd be so great, dude.
I don't know.
It's like such a like majestic and like storytelling narrative voice.
Yeah.
Come with us if you want to live. And he just like wakes up off the ground, looks up, and it's just a crocodile. You need to do it. Come with us.
That alludes to also like the frog verse, like Thor.
Frog Thor.
I don't know what his name is. Yeah.
It's literally just Frog Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think Loki's gonna get out of Prune Land, Prune Town? Do you think? I think Owen Wilson's gonna come flying in again with a space jet ski.
With a space jet ski?
You know, because if you're saying what's right, like maybe when Owen Wilson, oh my gosh, I just saw something. So you know how Owen Wilson's like, maybe I'll go to wherever I was from with a jet ski. Whenever that variant like got pruned, if his jet ski was sent to Prune Land and he's reunited with his jet ski from the real world. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
So freaking funny, dude.
It doesn't even have to be a space jet ski. If he just finds a jet ski in like a canal, it's just going, I don't know, man.
I feel like we definitely are eventually going to get a moment like that with Owen Wilson and Loki on a jet ski. So there's 3 possibilities here of how they're going to get out of this, okay? One is through Sylvie. Sylvie is going to figure out what she needs to get to find where Loki is.
Yeah,
right?
True. Do you think Ravonna knew that the Timekeepers weren't real? Because I'm still not really sure, because she kept going down to like talk to them and get their insight and stuff. And also when she then like saw that the head was cut off and it was an android, like she was just like, just kill me, like maybe that she was like, my whole life's like been a lie, like I don't care anymore kind of thing.
I think it was more of an interface. The android's more of an interface. So when they brought the Lokis up, it was like a falsehood. But like when she goes up there, it's. But again, she's being super protected. I guess it's more for information because she's like she got this close to the Timekeepers before, but she was also trying to hide the fact that the Timekeepers were fake
or not actually there or something. Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like she knows because if that got out that the Timekeepers were androids, right, that would kind of destroy the whole structure of the TVA from within. Yeah. Even more so than finding out that they're variants,
right?
Because their whole philosophy and ideology is based off
that they were created by the Timekeepers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like she knows.
But so how do you think how do you think Sylvie's gonna do? Like, how do you think they're gonna escape?
Well, that's one thing. I feel like she's gonna tell her, and then she's gonna give away the plot of okay. So what we really do is instead of preventing, we're trying to limit multiversal events. When to do this, we need to have a scrap universe, right? So then,
a screw-universe, a universe that gets screwed.
Whether it's that theory or whatever other theory it is, she's going to explain of how it's set up that the TVA's been doing their stuff and where Loki is and why they send stuff there.
If she knows. I still don't know if like she knows that because like I feel like I don't know, maybe.
No, I feel like she knows.
Okay. I still want it to be true that like the things that get like time wiped with those bombs, they go back to this scrap universe where Loki is now, and so that Owen Wilson can reunite with his space jet ski. I just want that to be true.
I want that so bad, dude.
Or just regular jet ski, not space jet ski. Oh, I had another thing. I think who's behind this, like the Timekeepers, it's Miss Minutes. It's the clock lady. She's the mastermind behind everything.
Oh my god.
Probably.
Imagine, dude.
Because like I saw in an interview like the actress said that like there's more to her than meets the eye. Like how, where, like Is she controlling the timekeepers or something?
What if
like
she is just another Loki?
what? How would that?
Or is just another Loki at the head of this? You know?
Yeah, I saw a theory about that too. I don't know. Maybe everyone's just Loki. That's why it's called just Loki.
It was funny, dude. I was reading about it on.
Wait, at the end, it just wakes up and it's like it was all a dream. Practicing my magic with my mom. I don't know.
Oh, it's like Inception in some way.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so sad. The second way that they could do it is from traditional time travel. So if they could figure out a way to travel back in time. Well, when I say traditional, I mean like 2-dimensional. So like either going forward or back.
Simple, you know.
So they could go back in time to a point to where they might go back to like where this multiversal war happened, which I don't know if they could or not.
Oh, there was also a I saw a breakdown video and there was a date and time of some place in Pennsylvania that's like 30 minutes south of us. It was on like the TVA screen right when they were looking at the Loki variant when they started like having affection for each other, and it was a bridge. Someone looked up the date and it was a bridge that fell in the Susquehanna like in the 1800s or something, and that was like an event, I guess, that was on the TVA screen. I was like, oh, that's cool, like PA represent. I don't know.
Jesus. That bridge needs to fall.
Yeah, I guess.
Otherwise, it's a Nexus event. That's kind of weird to think about. Like catastrophes needing to happen in some way. Well, not needing, but anyway.
Yeah.
The third way that they could get out is, again, 3-dimensional or higher time travel to where they're able to go to some pocket like the TVA or some other non-time related pocket. Those are really the 3 ways that this is going to be happening.
Yeah.
I feel like what we're going to be getting in this next episode, though, is we're going to be getting Loki.
President Loki, from the trailers.
Yeah, he's going to want to rule.
He's going to recruit and somehow find a way to escape, and Sylvie's going to be sad because her love is pruned. So I'm going back to the theory that, so Loki, when he's sent to Prune Land, is with a bunch of other Lokis. So if Owen Wilson's pruned, he'll be sent to a bunch of other Mobius Owen Wilsons. Who would have the best Prune Land with their past characters? I said the guy that plays Jango Fett and all the clones. They just have an army to roll over anything. I said Samuel L. Jackson probably has some pretty cool people. You know.
Well, it's funny because this has already been kind of seen in other show. We've seen it with Rick and Morty, with the Citadel of Ricks.
Yeah,
you know.
But who else would have some good?
We've also seen it in Marvel with Reed Richards.
Yeah.
The Council of Reeds, because that's the whole thing. You know about that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But when you say the best, define best. I
don't know, it's a bunch of cool characters that they've all played or variations of themselves. I think the guy that plays Starkiller, Sam Witwer, he would be Starkiller. He's played the Emperor. He's played the one villain in Supergirl. I don't really know much else that he's done, but I don't know. He's played Bane. He voiced Bane in the Clone Wars. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to talk about for this episode?
The big thing I'm kind of stuck on is this multiversal war, right?
It's Miss Minutes. She's pulling the strings like clockwork.
I don't know if that could be taken from out of pocket from any point in the multiversal timeline.
We'll see. All right, ready for patron shoutouts?
Yeah, hit me with them.
Cue the big stars music. Boosh, we got patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Tony, Lisa, Evan. Thank you so much for listening. Here to get the shout out. If you want to support us over on Patreon, links down in the description. You get episodes early, special perks, get to check out the merch. Seriously, if you do want to check out some of the merch and possibly be the first ones to jump on that and get that merch.
Yeah.
You might want to support us on Patreon. That'd be great. We're getting input. I'm gonna ask, and I've been asking what they think of it, what their favorites are, if they have any suggestions. So if you want a voice on what we say for the merch, then head over to the patreon.com/whateverwewant. If you would like, you can head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. We would really appreciate it. I don't think we have any new reviews, which is fine. I'm checking now. We do not. It's fine. Next week, the episode might be a little later than normal because I'm going back to visit some friends out of town. Just wanted to let you know. But thank you for your patience. All right, ready for the outroduction?
Yes, tell me when.
When
We just talked about whatever we wanted to talk about, and now we're done. Blank.
Thanks so much for listening. We really, really, really appreciate it. See you next time. It's getting good, Loki. Goodbye.
Woo. Peace.